Hi, Jeff Hostetter here. You know, a lot of people ask me, Jeff, how do you start your own business? You know, that is a great question because you get ideas that pop into your mind every day. I'm sure you think of different things that you could do or different businesses you could start or perhaps writing a book. What happens? The thought comes and you get excited. So let's write that down, excitement, because the initial obvious emotion is you're excited. You have a great idea. And then that excitement, you take it, you share it with friends, you share it with family members, you share it with coworkers. And what happens? They start whispering things like, well, do you have the money to do that? Did you go to school? Do you have the education? What about this economy? And by the way, this economy is the best economy to start a business in. Keep that in mind. So then what happens? After that excitement, you share it with family, you share it with friends, you start feeling inadequate. And that's the next emotion that comes, is you feel inadequate. And at first, maybe you are. But what happens? You start doing a little research, you start pondering it, a day or two sets in, you've thought about it, you've slept on it, and then that inadequate emotion leads to frustration. So we're going to write frustration down because, again, you've probably experienced these emotions, and the best thing to do when you're trying to start a business or write a book or accomplishing goals is to list these out and deal with them because they're real. I have that. You have that. Anybody that you know that has ever started a business or that's successful has gone through these same set of emotions, and they always will. You always will. So let's write them down. Let's ponder them. Let's talk about them. Because what happens is once the excitement comes, you share it with family and friends. Then they put the doubt in. You feel inadequate, and then you get frustrated. This is where the rubber meets the road, because you've got two choices here. You can quit, maybe you've done that in the past. Most of us have. But quitting leads to failure. I mean, think about it. If you don't step out and you don't act upon that goal of starting that business, of writing that book, of doing whatever it is you want to accomplish, your first choice is to quit. And then what happened to that exciting idea that came to you? It failed. It failed because you quit. Now, the second option that you have is to press on. In other words, you have excitement, you have inadequacy, you're frustrated, and now you've met two choices. Quit and fail, or find out the information that you need, because after all, it was your idea. It was your excitement that came to you. And when you press on, what happens? You overcome those challenges, and by pressing on, that eventually leads to success. Quit, never step out, failure. Pressing on, overcoming those challenges, the doubts, the naysayers, leads to success. So, what happens when you overcome and you experience success? You're a winner. And really, when you stop and think about it, you're the only one that controls the destiny of whether you take that exciting idea that popped into your mind and you go forth with it. You step out with it. You overcome those negative thoughts or that negative input that others have brought to you, and you decide to press on. Don't quit, because what's quitting do? It leads to failure. But pressing on and overcoming leads to success. And what happens? You win. Everybody wins, because whatever idea that you had of a business or maybe a better way of doing something, if you do press on and you're successful, then that means the consumer, in other words, your future customers, will have a better product, a better service, a better way of doing things. And then not only are you a winner, but they're a winner. So, when we talk about starting our own business, we have to acknowledge that excitement that comes to us, and then that inadequate feeling of how do I do it, which is, we'll get to that, it's a good point. Then we get the frustration because we've listened to the negative. But if we quit, we fail. Pressing on leads to success, and everybody wins. So, in this module, let's acknowledge those emotions. They're all natural. Each and every person that you know, you could name any name today, any product that you buy at a store, whatever car you're driving, somebody had an idea. Somebody was excited at one point, and they had to overcome those same emotions. But what did they do? They pressed on, and they won. And now today, as a consumer, you win. So, in starting our business, let's acknowledge that, and let's realize that it's okay. Those are natural emotions that come to us. And until next time, let's press on and become a winner.